Hi guys, so I'm gonna wait quite a bit that some people come out on my live on my live, so I don't know if you heard me now or whatever. Hi. I'm gonna just unplug my microphone and try many ways to I don't know if microphone which is connected or not, so yeah. Hi guys, so tell me if there's any French people out there in order to let me speak French quite a bit. So, yep. Voilà. Hmm. Je découvre des trucs en même temps. D'accord. Oups. D'accord, je ne sais pas ce que je fais, mais c'est pas grave. On est sur ce live pour apprendre avec moi à gérer des breadboards. Voilà. So, let's get started. I have a breadboard in front of me, which is already configured to control LEDs out here. Hey guys, so yep, I'm gonna just try to reproduce these things and explain what I know about those things out here. So I have a few ones, but I'm gonna use only ones, and yep. So out here there is my multimeters that you can see out here, I hope. There we go. And you can't read at all what's on it. So I'm gonna move it quite a bit. There we go. And that will be way much more, way more better to let you see what's going on the screen. So there we go. There's my multimeter. I'm gonna put on the edge. So there we go. I got currently two LED strips, one here and one other here. There is my output power things here that's gonna just let out the voltage I want, because I have on my left a power supply that let me choose the voltage I want and everything that I want. So that's great. So a breadboard, if you don't know how it works, I'm gonna explain the best as I can. So there is a breadboard. A breadboard is a simplified circuit that allows you to try many things for your project, and in order to let you learn better what you're doing, and in order to not use PCB and solder everything together, to let it's make the whole things easier to use and to try. So there is a breadboard. You get many size, many things that can do. So yeah, there is one basics. So a breadboard is working like so. Personally, I learned to use breadboards. Broken pen, yeah. I learned using breadboards with the power on top and on the bottom out here on those lines. So you can have just one straight line, or as I like 5 and 5 and 5 outlets out here. So I generally plug the power like out on the edge, as I said, and the middle part is used to plug components that you're gonna use, as you can see out here. I got my two input power here, the plus on the right and the minus on the left. So a breadboard is working as so. There you got many lines out here, and you got like letters and numbers on the bottom. So you got like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, G, and the same on both sides. So, and on, as I said, the power line, I'm gonna call them, you can find like X and Y. So, yeah. And there's many numbers to get, to find more easily the line you're using. So, yep, there we go. And on the middle is this long board, which is made to separate both sides of your breadboards. So, yep, there we go. And yep, it's really nice to use, and I way prefer that to just drive things instead of soldering everything's together and at the end see that it's not working. So yes. And today I'm gonna just show you the basics that I learned over time and do my best to learn you what I learned those few past days. So I don't know that much on it, but I know a few things that already are nice to know, and I will update the description if I remind me the things to put you a few videos that are really interesting and will describe way better than me everything that I'm gonna show you here. And with those videos, I learn really quickly. Yep, so there we go. And I plug the plus because it's loose on my power supply. And I got out here some paper that shows a few interesting information about the resistance I'm gonna use and not use today, and some LEDs. So yeah, I'm gonna really much work with LEDs, but you can do whatever you want because it's open and you can just do everything on it. But for me, the LED is the best way because it's easier and stuff. So there we go. I'm gonna put aside these things here, and you're gonna need those kind of cable which are named Dupont cable. Those are really useful because you can just plug them on the breadboards like so, and that's how it's working. So that's great. Also, something that I not mentioned is that under your breadboard, it's like onliner for delivers. So you got like this line is not connected with the line up there and the line up there and everywhere on the breadboard. It's only those five holes here that are connected together. So that's the things to know. And yep, there we go. So we're gonna begin with only powering up a simple LED with it. So yeah. I'm gonna bring a few cables because we don't need that much cables for this project. Just powering LEDs, so that's really easy. I'm gonna plug the minus and the plus. For the color cables, that's not really useful at the beginning because that's a really simple things we're doing, so you don't need to just color have some colored cable because I know what I'm doing and which side is plus and which side is minus, so that's really easy. As I said, there is my power outlets things that are coming from my power supply, which you can't see actually, but you can see the voltage which is delivered, and it's currently 0 volts. So there we go. Yes, so I'm gonna just unplug this breadboard out of my power supply, and I'm gonna plug no, not yet. I'm gonna wait and plug it later. You're gonna adjust the voltage you need to out of your power supply or the power source you're using. And for those, I'm gonna use LEDs, so it's between 3.5 volts and 2 volts. So I'm gonna use resistor to use LEDs in between them. So yep, I'm gonna grab, as you see here, I have a few LEDs. Not that much exciting, but that's nice to work with. I'm gonna grab a blue LED. That's blue one, not a white one. I'm gonna grab red LED. There we go. And a resistor. I can't really explain you how a resistor is working because that's a long process, but I put you, if I remember, a link in the video description, which is a link to a video which explains really well how a resistor is working. This one is a really small resistor. You can just find bigger resistor on the market. But basically a resistor, what a resistor is doing is like powering down the voltage and the amps you're delivering to to your circuit. So that's really rough basics things. But I think I'm really not explaining that good. So yeah, just find out a video that's explained way better than me how resistors are working. So yeah, I'm also gonna use these little things out here because it will help me to plug my component on the board. So I'm gonna go forward and explain you better what I'm doing and how it's working. So to do the basics things, I'm gonna use 3.5 volts on out of my power supply, which you're gonna see here when I power up the whole things. I'm gonna plug first my LED, and to recognize where is the plus and minus out of an LED, you're gonna just check out the length out of those little things. One is longer than the other, as you can see here. The left one is longer than the right one, so the left one here is the plus, and the plus for me is the white side. White side, yes. I'm gonna plug just on a line like that, my LED. That's great. And to make the connection between the plus line I have here and the line of the LED, I'm gonna just plug a cable here on the line and a cable. I'm gonna just jump the cable on the LED like so, because the power is delivered in the straight way here. There we go. We just plugged the plus side, and I'm gonna plug the minus side by the same way. It's really easy. Really easy connection, as you can see, just plus and minus. Yes, I know you can just plug your LED out of your power supply, but I just want to show you how it's working, so that's why I'm doing all of this montage here. Then I'm gonna have the ability to plug out my power supply, but first I'm gonna just adjust the voltage that is delivered by the power supply. So I'm gonna adjust it to 3.5 volts, which is the consumption of this blue LED. So 3.5. There we go. Then I'm gonna power it off because I don't want the voltage going through directly. There we go. And there we go. Yes. Normally, I said normally, it should work quite directly now. And yes, that's the blue LED working, as you can see here. So now, the whole thing is working out of... oh, dude. There we go. We have 3 volt out here that I'm gonna adjust to 3.5 there, right? too much. There we go. 3.46. So the LED might flicker quite a bit because of the frequency of my phone, or because of the connection that are not really well plugged into my power supply. So yep, don't be scared of flickering things. So my breadboard is working out of 3.5 volts, as you can see here. And I want to use this 2.2 volts red LED. And in order to do that, I'm gonna just plug it right here. There we go, plus and minus side, and use my resistor to let the power going down from 3.5 to 2 volts. And I'm simply gonna plug my resistor on the minus side of the LED. I'm gonna just show you after how I plugged it. And yes, I'm using this just to plug it easier on it. So there we go. Then what I'm gonna do is to bring two cable out here and just plug them. But first, I'm gonna turn off the power supply because it's quite dangerous when you got it turned on. So there we go. So yes, I plugged my LED in between those two lines out here. And hi, buddy. So yep, I'm gonna just separate plus side and minus side, just to make the things easier. But yep, there we go. And I'm gonna just plug a cable from the plus side here, going through this line here in the plus. So there we go. I'm gonna grab the plus here and plug it to the plus line out here. And I'm gonna bring the end of the resistor that I plugged and going to the minus side here. And there we go, it should work. And yes, it's working. And it won't blow up or anything because I adjust the voltage going through the LED by adding just this little 100 ohms resistors. I know it's not exactly how much ohm I should use, but that's the best resistor I found out, so yes. And now we're gonna just up the game and use a potentiometer to adjust and dim the LED I'm using on this breadboard. So I have many potentiometer out here, and I'm gonna use this one. As you can see on the top here, there is my Ryzen 10K, and that's mean how much the potentiometer is reducing the power. I mean, it's not really reducing, but out of potentiometer is what I got, so I'm trying to tell you what I understand about those components. So there we go. I'm gonna just power off the circuit, and yes, there we go. I'm gonna plug it somewhere. That's not really important, but there we go. So no, before I'm gonna explain you how the basic things are working. So there is 3 pins going out of the potentiometer out here, and it's working as so. We're gonna plug the minus side of the wall circuit on the middle one, and the right or the left one is gonna be used to go into the LED. So I recommend you to put it after the LED in your circuit, like it's gonna do a plus side out here, going through the LED, through the resistor, and going to the potentiometer, then going into the minus side. So we're gonna do that. Just plug it right here, Plug the minus blah 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 blah. What I said. I'm gonna I'm just looking at my circuit that I made out here, because I'm not really I'm not professional at all about it, so I need to learn a few things for the moment. But yeah, that's it. So oops, there we go. We're gonna plug this minus LED things out here to the minus side of the LED. Yes, that's it. And then we're gonna plug the middle pin out of the potentiometer to the minus side of the board, like so. And we should be able to dim this LED and not this one. As you can see here, it's really easy. Just this one is the left side I'm using on the potentiometer is going through the LED, and the middle one is going directly to the minus side. So it might work, I'm not sure, but yep, there we go. As you see, the LED is way less powered, and if we dim it, it's going forward. It's just delivering more power out of it. As you can see here, I'm dimming the LED. I'm gonna switch off this one, as you might better see what's going on. Oh, this one is really annoying, but you can see that I'm dimming the LED, the red one here, and there we go. And to end this YouTube live, I'm gonna replicate this montage that I done out here, which basically control few LED strips. And in order to do that, the LED strip are working out of 12 volts power, and yes, I'm gonna just get the power supply now, and connect us to one and do my things. So yes, I'm unplugging everything out of my breadboards, because I'm not gonna use the same pattern as I use here. So just putting everything back together, and we won't need any resistors. So yes, there we go. There are all my cables out here, and there we go. So to do that, we're gonna obviously need some button that are going on the breadboards. So I'm using those little components that are little button with 4 pin going out, and I'm gonna plug them in the middle of the breadboards, because if you plug them here, you can't pass power from a side to get it to the other side. So yes, I'm gonna plug the first one here if I can. There we go. And another one, we're gonna plug like 1 because R, G, and B. Those ones are tough to place correctly, so yeah, adjust things here. There we go. We just got them plugged. And the last one. There we go. And there we go. Yep. So there are my 3 buttons that I'm gonna use. And for this one, like as you can see, it's quite bigger things that I'm gonna end up with. I'm gonna use colored cables if I can find the correct color I'm gonna use. So yes. First things I'm gonna do is explain you how LED is working, so I'm gonna unplug this one out here. There we go. And as you can see, there is 4 cable. One is made for the plus side, so it might be black or white depending on your LED. And yep, that's the plus side. And there is 3 other cable which are green, red, and blue. It might be different depending on your LED for the order of the cables, but mine are like so. This is the LED strip that I'm gonna use. So yeah, there we go. I'm gonna plug this. So yes, the RGB color are the minus side, and the green, the white or black side is for the plus side. Yes, there we go. And so I'm gonna plug my red, green, and blue things. So to make the whole things easier, I'm gonna just use one line to just plug all together for the red, green, and blue colors. So there is green, there is blue, and there is red. So this whole line is gonna be minus, and I'm gonna just connect it right now with this yellow cable and plug to the minus side that I'm gonna use. So let's just write plug it like so. That's the basics things, like as you can see, it's really easy. There is green, red, and blue cables. Those are my 3 buttons that are gonna be used. So yes, now we're gonna do the plus side, and for that we're gonna just use a few cables that are gonna be white. So there we go. And that basics, that just it. So there you just can plug those 4 cables that are coming out and plug your main power input, and you're gonna just light up the LED. So yes, there we go. Then, but we want to control the LED. So in order to do that, we're gonna plug those 3 cables into the buttons that are right here. And I'm just gonna show you just after I plugging them correctly, show you how those buttons are working. So there we go. And yes, we can just directly plug the RGB cables that I'm gonna grab. Yep, there we go. So I'm gonna just get those cables that I want here. There we go. And boom, boom, and boom. Here we go. And that's the things here. And there you can plug an LED. But the thing is that the minus side is gonna come here. So as you can see, on this button there is 4 pins on each edge of the button. So we're gonna just get the power, the minus side here, going through here, and it's gonna be output here on this line. That's quite kind of weird, but it's working like so. As you can see, just the power is going to do that. And there we go. That's okay, we can directly plug our LED things. Just a little trick that you can use is to just do that, and you can see that the color cables to do the right color. So we're gonna just plug them into like so. And don't forget the plus side. And there we go. And just put it back to be secured. So I'm gonna show you the LED. If I can, because that's kind of tricky. And yes, you can see the LED right here. So that's the plus side here. First, I'm gonna adjust the voltage of my power supply. So it's currently 3.46, as you can see. And I'm gonna put it at 12 volts. There we go. I know that's a bit much for the breadboard, but currently it's working, so I'm okay with it. And then we're gonna plug out our plus and minus side. And also it's a really short LED, so you don't have to let pass that much of power out of your LED, your cables. There we go. So yes, I know it's not powering up because I don't press this button here. And yes, as you can see, it's working. And by pressing this button, the voltage is flowing through the cables, so that allows you the LED to work correctly. So that's why I used colored cables to recognize which color each reach. So the left button is red, the middle button is blue, and the right button is green. So yes, it's that. It's as simple as that. And you can, yes, you can just adjust which color you want exactly by pressing multiple buttons at the time. You can press like those two ones, those two ones, and you can press them at all to just press them all, and you can see that it's making white color, which is more pink than white. So now we're gonna add the dimer, which is right here. I'm gonna just choose the right one. There we go. This is the dimer, and this is gonna be used only with the plus side, so it's gonna be really easy to use. Just cut out the voltage, and yes, there we go. We're gonna unplug the plus side of the power LED strip here. It's kind of difficult because it's not made to be plugged in LED, but it's working, so yeah. I'm gonna use it on this side. It's gonna be more easy to me and for the cables. So there we go. And boom. We're gonna plug the cable in the middle pin of the potentiometer. So there we go. It's plugged in. I'm gonna grab another cable and plug it to one of the side of the potentiometer, and this cable is gonna go into the LED just like that, and it's as easy as it seems to be. And I'm gonna just do that, and it's not lighting up because as I said, it's because of the buttons here. And you might see that it's not dimed yet because it's fully opened. I don't know how to say exactly, but if you just doing that and dime the things, it's diming. So it's really easy. And as I did here, you can just add another LED strip and connect the plus side on the other side of the potentiometer, and you can choose which LED strip you're lighting up. So that's really easy too. So there we go. That's the basic things of breadboards, and I hope you enjoyed this live on YouTube, and you will rewatch it. A last word in French to say sorry to French people because I speak English the whole video. Désolé les Français parce que du coup oui j'ai parlé en anglais toute la vidéo. Du coup, voilà, je suis désolé, même enfin, en général, si vous regardez juste la vidéo, vous allez vite comprendre parce que j'essaye de montrer un maximum les choses dans cette vidéo. Et donc voilà, si ça vous intéresse, c'est ça les trucs simples en fait. Donc voilà. So yes, thanks for watching and I will see you next time on YouTube. And I'm currently editing a new video that will go out really soon, but it's a long process to edit, so yes, just wait. You'll get it soon. See ya!